Hello, Ignite Nation. Welcome to Ignite the Flame podcast. I'm your host, Jerald Cosey, and today we are with our North Carolina crew, Diana Wilks and Brooke Allen. Diana, welcome. Brooke, welcome. Well, I'm excited to have you both. So let's start with this. How about you introduce yourself to Ignite Nation, your role, your tenure, and your background?
Jerald, thank you so much for having us on. And hello, Ignite Nation. Brooke and I are very excited to be here representing Ignite North Carolina. I've been with the organization for 5 months now and had the privilege of onboarding a little in advance
Mhm.
of the acquisition and really learning about the organization and becoming enculturated in all things Ignite. And I
Yes.
really appreciate the other VPs of operations who welcomed me into the other states and the GMs who really taught me how to represent Ignite in North Carolina in the way that we intended. So, very excited to be here. A little about me: I have been in post acute care for 25 years. I am, yes, I know I don't look that old, I
You
know,
sure don't.
right?
You sure don't.
But it's all I've ever done, and it's what I love. And the thing I love most about this opportunity is building the foundational team to
Mm.
launch in North Carolina. It has been the biggest blessing really of my career to be able to onboard with Ignite and to bring what Ignite offers into the Southeast US. There aren't other providers that do what we do in the state of North Carolina. So this has been an incredibly unique opportunity.
It sounds like you all are in a position to do great things in the state of North Carolina. What an introduction. And I'm so happy that you're part of the Ignite team. Brooke Allen, how about you introduce yourself to Ignite Nation, your tenure, and your background?
Absolutely. Well, Gerald, thank you so much for having us on. I'm very, very excited to be here today. So, my name is Brooke Allen. I'm the VP of Business Development, and I have been with Ignite a little over, I think, 4 or 5 months now. Just
Mm-hmm.
like Diana stated, I was able to come on a little bit before acquisition, and I think it's made a huge difference in the success that we see post acquisition. I've been in senior living for a little over 18 years. It's really all that I know, and it's my passion. It's what I love to do. When I was a little girl, I had the opportunity to be in several different nursing homes. My great grandmother actually was in a nursing home, and
Mm-hmm.
some of the things that I saw really put a passion and a spark in me to want to be better for our seniors, for our guests. And so that's what led me to senior living.
Well, it's great to have you. You know, you mentioned onboarding early, and it leads me to the first question I have, and that is I'd like for you to kind of speak to what were your priorities during the first 6 weeks, or really pre-launch, if you will. So, Brooke, how about you speak to that from the business development side?
Yeah, of course. So the first 6 weeks before acquisition, Diana and I, we got together. We really had a whole strategy behind growing our business.
Mm-hmm.
And what we did was I went out to the hospitals, developed relationships there. I went out to the community and developed relationships there. And
Mm-hmm.
by doing so, I was actually able to find 3 out of the 4 of the directors of business developments that we have. Really, it's all about relationships. I think relationships, that's how you grow any business.
Mm-hmm.
People reflect who they like. And as long as you follow through and you're consistent and you continue building those relationships, you're going to see success.
Incredible, incredible. And so, thank you for your insight into the pre launch. So, then, Diana, how about we stay in the same lane and talk about the pre-launch from your perspective.
Sure. Well, first off, Ignite has an incredible foundation
Mm-hmm.
for acquisition and an incredible team of professionals that worked together week over week, day after day to even make this possible. And Brooke mentioned, when she was growing up, she visited nursing homes. And that's really in North Carolina. We acquired four very traditional nursing homes. And with Ignite, we are breaking the stereotype of that. And so, pre acquisition, beyond Brooke and I setting a strategy for who do the players need to be, what do the referral relationships look like, for me, it was all about spending time in the resorts as much as I could pre acquisition to determine the people that would be able to convert to our new model with
Mm-hmm.
us and determining those that might not be able to. And we were able, within the first couple of weeks post acquisition, quickly identify changes that needed to be made. And we have a phenomenal team of general managers and CNOs that started with us almost immediately. We also were able to use our divisional support teams to build our very key positions like our directors of culture and engagement, our directors of hospitality, our directors of care transitions, and our business office managers pre acquisition
Mm-hmm.
so that immediately post acquisition, we had those teams formed and ready to go. We also did a tremendous amount of recruiting, and I greatly appreciate Jim White's department
Mm-hmm.
and the team that really helped us get a large onboarding class pre acquisition with nurses and CNAs. When we took over these four resorts, they were all not admitting new guests. And the reasoning behind that was staffing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in working with our culture and engagement and our recruitment department, we identified that we needed to hire a large group before we ever started. Because day one, I wanted Brooke and her team to see the fruit of their labors with
Mm-hmm.
all of the business development that was happening, and we wouldn't be able to admit guests otherwise. So, my focus pre and post acquisition was to stabilize the staffing in these resorts
Mm-hmm.
so that we could grow. We had to staff to where we wanted to go and not staff where we started on day one. So, the teams really embraced that challenge, and it was very fun and exciting to bring on those new members to Ignite because what we offer to our teammates is unheard of. And our programs like Superheroes and Scrub, that was one of our best recruitment tools because our line staff get an opportunity to make more money and advance their career.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't happening in North Carolina with other providers. So it was a beautiful thing to see come together even before we started on day one.
Well, you have four resorts, Diana, and Huntersville, South Charlotte, Alburn. Pronounce that, Albemarle. Pronounce that for me.
Albemarle.
Albemarle.
Albemarle and Shelby. So,
Yes.
are your entire teams brand new to Ignite? Are
No,
both of your
we,
teams brand new to Ignite?
yeah. So there were wonderful people in
Mm-hmm.
place when we acquired the resorts. And so even today, it's still a great blend of employees that had that historical knowledge of the guests that were already there
Mm-hmm.
and the understanding of their current processes. The people that we brought in new to Ignite, we hired for energy.
Mm,
We're a fast-paced organization, and it takes that sustained energy to
hmm
really get the outcomes that our guests deserve.
mm.
So, yes, we did hire a lot of new leadership, but we also identified a lot of people that were wonderful that are still with us today and have been able to really embrace the Ignite culture. So it's a good blend. It really is a good blend.
Outside of the organization, people aren't really aware of the model, which is very demanding at Ignite, and we love it, by the way. But what I want to ask is for your newer team members, what specifically has impressed them regarding the Ignite experience? And the reason I'm asking this is because we have many Lions who have been in the organization for a while. And sometimes I think we lose sight of what we have. And I'm just curious as to how someone new celebrates this phenomenal culture.
It is the whole framework for Ignite. We have incredible systems
hmm
and processes. And I would love for Brooke to talk about the sales process and the business development process because I really think that was a differentiator for the
hmm
new people coming into the organization.
hmm
They had never really had the benefit of a business development department that also consisted of referral management, bedside visits. The cycle to close the loop in helping transition a guest from an acute care referral source to our resorts is impressive. And the new GMs that we have brought on with us, one, they were very business development minded themselves as operators, but they've been very impressed at just the level of professionalism and support that our business development teams and our sales processes have brought to their operations.
Well, that's pretty doggone impressive. And Brooke, I want to open it up. Diana offered you the opportunity to tell us a little bit more about how you and your team created this great momentum that we're experiencing today.
Yeah, well, first off, it's Ignite and their processes with sales, with marketing, with business development. They have the best process that I have ever seen. We've got a 30-minute turnaround time for accepting a referral.
hmm
That is huge. There's no one in North Carolina that I'm aware of that does that, and that makes a huge difference in building and maintaining the relationships with those hospitals.
hmm
They know they can get Ignite. So from that aspect all the way down to the boots on the ground with the directors of business development, not only are we in the hospitals doing those bedsides, making sure that we can clinically care for our guests when they get here, but we're also, again, building those relationships. And several of my business development directors, they're actually stationed now in the hospitals, and they know, certain hospitals know, like on a Tuesday, we have this DVD here. On a
hmm
Wednesday, we have this DVD here. And it makes a world of difference to the hospitals. So, really, it's all about Ignite's referral and sales process that they already had developed and
hmm
that we implemented here. It's made a big difference.
So, did you hire all of your team members?
Yeah, so all but one are it is new. I actually found them in the community when I was out
Awesome.
doing business development. Yeah.
Awesome. So, what I'm thinking about will be the relationships that you all began to develop during the pre launch phase, and then comparing it to the relationships that we're experiencing today. What is some of the feedback you've received from clients or customers at the hospital in regards to the Ignite experience? So early on, you made a promise, people came on board, they started giving us referrals. And then now, as you're making calls and your team are going back and solidifying and continuing to build on these relationships, what's the feedback?
Oh my goodness, that's a great question. So, early on, whenever we are doing luncheons, doing our high level meetings, and we have made promises that we are going to be the fastest, that we
Hmm.
are going to be the easiest to work with,
Hmm.
and that we are going to be, you call us and we're there.
Hmm.
And that is what we have delivered on time and time and time again. And that is the feedback that we hear. I know that I can call several managers right now
Hmm.
that would gladly say to you, the team at Ignite North Carolina, they say what they're going to do, they make promises, and they follow through. We are very, very fast to respond, and we want to be the easiest to work with. So I think we've positioned ourselves well here in North Carolina to do that.
So in North Carolina, what I'm hearing you say is that Ignite has a standard that many can't meet. And it
Absolutely.
sounds like that standard is very beneficial to outcomes. So what I'm also hearing is that we're bringing value to the entire state. We're
We
bringing
are bringing
value to the
value to the
entire state.
entire state. Yes.
Yes,
Yes, indeed.
yes.
I love it. I
And
love it.
Jim,
Hmm.
it's been so exciting to watch. And one thing that I would mention is just the incredible technology that we have with this organization. Our technology platform that reviews our referrals for us
Hmm.
and then pushes those into our electronic health record. That also
Yes.
makes the admission process at the resort level so much easier for the nurses.
Yes.
And in 25 years that I've been doing this, it's never it what is not hard if you have wonderful business development folks, which we do, is getting guests to you. What can be hard or a barrier is the willingness of the staff in the resorts to bear the volume.
Mm.
And the technology has really helped our nursing administration staff, our CNOs, and our nurses that are working the floor doing these admissions much more efficient.
Mm.
So the processes are beautiful. The technology is the cherry on top. It really is the cherry on top.
It sounds like you all have overcome quite a few barriers in order to enable the success that you have. That's tremendous. I'm thinking about our therapy department and all of the technology there. What does it feel like to discuss that with customers out in the field, Brooke?
They are so excited because in the state of North Carolina, there really isn't anything like what we have to offer.
Hmm.
And so actually, I was just at a luncheon yesterday. We were going over the Andago, and they want to try it out. They're excited. So as soon as we get our Andago machines here, we're actually going to have a big event where our community leaders and our folks can come out and actually try it.
Hmm.
But trying it, you're able to take it back out in the community and explain how it works to others. So
Yes.
I cannot wait until that happens. But the community is really looking forward to the change. It's much needed, and Ignite is really doing something big in North Carolina.
Brooke, talk to me about your team. You want to give a shout out? I want to know about how many direct reports you have, and give them a shout out as regards to what they're doing special around today or this time of year.
Oh, I've got a fantastic team. So we have Megan Baldoria. She is the DBD for Albemarle. We have Allie Scherer. She is the DBD for South Charlotte.
Hmm.
Crystal Walters, the DBD for Huntersville. And then we also have Ann Sikorsky. She is the DBD for Shelby. And then our awesome referral management team, we have Alex Horn and we have April Lane. All six of these ladies are truly the most hardworking folks that I think I have ever worked alongside of. every single day. They start it with a smile. They start their day with a smile. They have their to-do list. They're in the field, they're in the hospitals, they know their case managers, they do their bedsides, and they're so excited to meet every single guest. um, and yesterday alone we had two luncheons, we had a coffee with colleagues, we had a brain health event,
Mm.
and we had something that we had five marketing events, and I was hopping to all of them. And I'm so thankful that the entire team is excited to spread the word about Ignite. But all six of these ladies, I could not ask for a better team. They're wonderful.
Well, we hire the best we can, and the goal is to generate outcomes. So, with that, talk to me about the results of this phenomenal team, because all of that effort must produce the outcomes that we need.
Well,
Oh,
I want to
yeah, go
brag.
go
I
ahead,
want to
Diana.
brag on Brooke. I want to brag on Brooke and her team. Obviously, the resorts are the ones that make this happen
Hmm.
once the guest gets in the door.
Hmm.
But she and I were talking as we were preparing for this, and we were just pulling up the most recent statistics, and I'm blown away. We have admitted 253 guests in 7 weeks. I mean,
That's
it's
awesome.
wow. Okay. And we've discharged 70 guests home with home health, and they're
Mm.
doing great. So,
Mm.
and we're just getting started. We are just getting started. The resorts are already very beautiful, but post a renovation in this market, I
Hmm.
really think the sky is the limit for us. And it's not about numbers, it's about the impact that we're getting to make in people's
Hmm.
lives.
Hmm.
Because, Brooke and I have been in this, I'll say, profession for a long time.
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, no one desires to live outside of their own home. So if we can partner well with the hospitals and help these guests through our therapy services and our
Hmm.
clinical services get back home, that's a mission. And that is a mission that we're all really excited about in North Carolina.
Wow. I'm hoping that we have many residents of North Carolina see this podcast on social media, because I want them to know that Ignite Medical Resorts is located in their state now. So if one of you did want to just speak to one of those patients, if they're on the podcast, why should they come check out one of our four facilities?
So I feel like whenever they hear whenever they think of a nursing home, we are not your normal nursing home. From right whenever you walk into our resorts, you're going to feel the difference in how you're treated by everyone that works here, and also the guests. They love each other, we love on them. And then as you are in your doing your therapy, it's hard work, but it's good work. And you
Mm.
graduate. And I would say, if you look online and you look at our socials and you see all these fond farewells, as we call them. We celebrate you every step of the way, and the very end is your fond farewell. And it doesn't stop there. We check on you after you discharge home as well, to make sure that you're still doing okay. And we're always here when you need us.
Wow, that's excellent. In a short amount of time, we discharged home 70 guests. That's incredible. I think about my mom and my aunts and uncles and those family members who have been in rehab, and the special feeling of being discharged, happy, healthy, and ready to go home, have some regular cooking and enjoy your space. But to send them off the Ignite way is just incredible. I've really enjoyed this, and you shared so much with me today. If I could ask you, what are you most proud of, Diana? You've alluded to a few things that you're proud of, but what's at the top?
This team, truly. I'd like to shout out my GMs. You know, Shauna Fairman at
Yes.
Huntersville. She's she's fearless and she's driven. She wants things done very well, and she really champions that with her team. Callie Dotson, she's at Shelby. She's part of the acquisition, and she has absolutely embraced the Ignite culture in a very wonderful way. And she's a great resource for us all. And then you have Ty Jackson at South Charlotte. She has been in the profession for a bit, but she is retired military as well. She has that military background. She's all about processes and systems and making sure things are done well, and she really champions that for her resort. And then we have Carrie Ann, who is in Albemarle, and Carrie Ann's been in the profession probably as long as I have. And she has a standard of excellence, which is great because that's one of our standards. She has that standard of excellence that she strives for every day. And they have either hand selected or inherited some fantastic chief nursing officers
Mm.
that are truly dedicated to making sure we have great clinical outcomes, and they're wonderful partners to therapy. So, what I'm most proud of is our people. Our people make the difference. And without this team around me, these outcomes wouldn't have happened. And not just that, but I'm proud to be a part of Ignite. The resources and support that we have had access to through
Mm-hmm.
this
Mm-hmm.
has been incredible. Everyone is impressive, and it's very rare you go into an organization and everyone you meet, you walk away saying, wow, I can learn something from that person. It's awesome.
Wow. That is, I need to stop saying wow, because I feel like it's the first thing out of my mouth after every comment, but you're so thorough. Both of your answers, or your conversation, if you will, has just been rich. And I really do appreciate it. As a licensed administrator from the state of Indiana, I want to give a shout out to the GMs and the CNOs, because I know that leading a resort is not easy. And I know that leading a clinical team is not easy. Brooke, I want to give a shout out to you and your team, because without margin, there is no mission. Without margin, there is no mission. I remember my mom used to say, I don't know how you're going to church with pants on. We don't wear pants to church, and you drinking coffee in church. I'm like, hey, mama, it's a different church now, okay? I can drink coffee in church. Let me tell you something. If my church didn't have air conditioning, I'd be upset. So when I give my margin, it's allowing the mission to occur. And so when I give my tithes, you better believe I'm gonna have some coffee and some air and some AC on the weekend. So I think we lose sight of that sometimes.
We
You,
do. We do. They have done an incredible job, and I appreciate Brooke's leadership, and
yes.
she's business development, but she
Mm-hmm.
also has that strategic mind and that operational mind, and
Mm.
put together a great team. I'm so proud of her, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
proud of the work she's done. And she and I, and we've already told all the GMs and the DVDs, hey y'all, this is the retirement club. We're in it to win it, and we're retiring together. This is our last stop.
There you go.
That's right.
There you go. Let's go out swinging. Let's go out swinging. And we got plenty of years to align a nice runway to enjoy some success, bringing value to the state of North Carolina. So as we near in, if you both wouldn't mind sharing a fun fact that maybe Ignite Nation doesn't know and you'd like to share.
A fun fact. I'll give you a fun fact. One of our resorts wasn't satisfied with how they were presenting
Mm-hmm.
physical plant
Mm-hmm.
wise. They got together, they pulled resources from the division team and from a sister center, and they had a work weekend, and I got some of the best pictures. They were playing music, they were organizing, they were cleaning things out. They said we're ready to look like a resort
Mm,
before the renovation. So
mm,
I was they were incredible to give up their weekend to do that. But what was awesome is they had so much fun that
mm,
weekend. They ate
Yeah.
together, they prayed together,
mm.
they worked really, really hard together. And at the end of that, they came out to be a much stronger team than they went into it. So there's a fun fact. I was impressed as an operator. I was impressed with that.
Well, that's a great fun fact. Brooke, do you have one, either work or personal?
I don't know that I'm just going to jump on what Diana said. So I was able to be a part of that weekend. We had the most amazing time. And I think sometimes whenever you come to work every day and then,
Mm-hmm.
you slay the dragons, if you will, every
Mm-hmm.
day, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
emotions, they get, it's a lot, right? But whenever you have the same mission, you have the same focus, and you're building a team and winning together, it makes all the difference. And I feel like what we accomplished over that weekend, it made that whole entire team come together, and I think that they gel so much better now. And walking through that resort, I would definitely put my loved one there at this point. I'm so
Love
proud of
it.
that
That's
team.
right. That's right.
Mm, mm. I almost said wow again.
Don't say wow, Gerald.
Wow. That's another incredible, incredible story. So hey,
Yeah.
as we get ready to wind down, I want to see if there's anything else you would like to share with Ignite Nation as parting words. I can start with you, Brooke, and then finish with Diana.
I am just thankful. I know today's Thursday, and we're talking about Thankful Thursday, but I am
Mm-hmm.
just thankful. I am thankful for the opportunity to be able to serve alongside everyone here in North Carolina. I
Mm,
am I am so thankful for the leadership that we have, and the help that has come to support us in this acquisition. And the guidance that I have received is really unmatched. I have never worked for such a fantastic company, and I am so thankful to everyone that's helped us along the way.
and Diana.
So here's what I would love to say to not just Ignite Nation, but to licensed administrators and licensed nurses that are looking to join an organization and make a difference. Ignite is the place to be. It really, really is. And and it's not even about the benefits. It's about the culture and the structure and the autonomy that operations and clinical is given to make decisions in their building. And I'm of the mindset, when you have the autonomy to make decisions and you're
Mm-hmm.
held accountable for outcomes, you're going to make
Mm-hmm.
better decisions. And if you want to learn how to be a great decision maker, find an organization like Ignite that will equip you with those tools and give you that autonomy and layer in accountability as well. Because I've grown, I've got a lot of experience, but the last 5 months has really grown and challenged me as a leader. And I think it's done that for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And, iron sharpens iron. We've got a state full of iron. So the whole organization is a wonderful place to work. But GMs, CNOs, if you're looking for a place to land, if you're looking for a company to retire with, and you crave that autonomy and you crave that ability to make decisions,
Mm-hmm.
come on and join us. It's nothing like I have ever worked in before, and I would highly recommend it to anybody currently looking.
Well, I think
You
both
know,
of you certainly can, Brooke.
sorry. Sorry, one more thing. Diana said that, she's been stretched and she's grown a lot with the organization
Mm-hmm.
in the past 5 months that we have been with Ignite. And I would agree to that. But So something I always say to my folks is you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Mm.
And that is, that is something that I wake up every single day and I tell myself that. So when I know I'm put into uncomfortable situations, I get excited about it
Hmm.
because I know that it's ultimately going to help me grow and become better as a leader. So that's my final parting word. I am comfortable getting uncomfortable.
Well,
Love it.
I love it too. An outside consultant working with Ignite, I too have grown and developed since joining. And it's amazing how we're always looking to produce at the highest level. And so every day I must be uncomfortable. I must be comfortable being uncomfortable because it seems like every day I'm learning something new. So, what I want to share with Ignite Nation and those who are listening outside of the organization, this is a great company. And to add to it, this company invests in leader development. And that's why I'm here. We're always looking for ways to help our leaders increase their purpose by growing their skill set. And so every day, we're looking for ways to get every single lion within the organization some level of training where they can feel purpose from growing their skill set. And I think that's important in a career where we give so much of ourselves for the guests that we serve on a regular basis. So I'm really proud to be a part of this organization. I'm really proud to be a part of this podcast with the both of you. This was exceptional. Ignite Nation, part of my development is trying to have more of a conversation and improve the podcast. And that's what we do at Ignite. We're always looking for ways to raise the bar. So with that, on behalf of Diana and Brooke and all of our Lions in the state of North Carolina, we thank you for joining this podcast, and we look forward to speaking with you on another Ignite the Flame podcast. Thank you, ladies.